Okay, welcome. Today I will be showing you how to make things, like modern things, to put into your tower. So first you're gonna need a spinner. So if you want to make a modern spinner, you gotta get like everything right here and the stuff you want. Well, just use like a wedge and shape it how you want. Now, if you don't want to lose it, I recommend moving it to the side over here. This side over here. And then you want to move the part into the spinner. Then you want to go to model up at the top, up here. Then you want to change this to a weld. And then once you have this, you want to weld it to this part right here. Should be welded. Now, if you want it to spin, you gotta unanchor it. Once you have that, you should be able to go into the place and see it spin. It's very easy. Now, if you don't know how to change the direction, you could hold Alt into the middle to find this, or you could go to the side and just click until you find it. Then you want to click on the arrows of the parts and find Cylindrical Constraint. Now once you get there, if you can see angular velocity, if you change that out of the negatives, it will go the opposite way. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, next. X pushers. If you don't know how to work them, sometimes they'll break. So, first, you want to have a normal X pusher. Let's just add like something basic, like a stud up here. Now, is it welded? No. So, if it's not welded, make sure to weld it to this part right here. Then it should move with it. Of course it's going to be too heavy. So, what are we going to do? So, for these parts, you want to find massless. It should be right here where my thing is highlighted. If you click that, it'll turn into mass. It will be massless, obviously. And it should be easier to move now. Just something a little basic. Next, something we can make is tilting parts. This one is really easy to get used to. Let's say you want to add a cylinder to it. Just align it how you want to onto it. I'm gonna put it in the exact middle. And move it to the tilting part. So once you have that, make sure it's unanchored. And instead of welding it to the part in the middle, you want to weld it to this part right here. The two green parts, basically. And once you do that, it should be able to tilt. Like that. Very simple stuff. Okay, now we're gonna do buttons. If it's buggy, well, that's fine. So if you want to change the shape of things, like turn it into a circle, you want to go down to properties, click on the part that you want to have, and then scroll down until you find shape. You want to change that into a ball or a cylinder. It's up to you. And then if you want to make a wedge one, you got to get a wedge. Let's make it a good size. Okay. Now, color it the same color as the button. Move it into that button. Now, copy everything from here and put it into this part. Now, if I'm correct, it should work. It should work. Yeah, like that. You could do it with unions, but I never tested it with unions. So let's give that a try. Let's make a weird looking button. Something like this. So, what you want to do, move these parts, get the same color, it's the most important part with the button, you gotta make it the same color. And then union it. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work. You put the things into the union. It looks pretty weird. And let's test it out. So the wedge works. So does this. You can rotate it and stuff. Cylinders usually are weird. Now, if you want to make something go with the button, this one's really easy. All you have to do is weld it to the button and unanchor. Or anchor, I don't remember. Let's test. Testing is the most important part. Did you see this go down? Here, I'll do this. Just let me... It should go down. Okay, so for the turret, how to make turrets can collide true. First, you want to scroll down into starter player scripts, local part script, and then inside script repo, you should find turret. double click on that. Now, from what you see on this coding, all you have to do is go to this line that says b dot can collide equal false. It's already true for me. And then you want to change it to true. Now, once you have that, you want to find the turret right here. Click on that. Same thing. Find this same line. Change it to true. And then it should work. See? It's pushing me. Very simple stuff. Okay, for custom falling parts, all you have to do is copy this, move it up or just wherever you want, rename it part. It should be renamed part at the name. Then make sure to get rid of all of this stuff right here to the part you want to, the part you just added. Or you can add your own parts from here, just the same thing. If you copy it from the main part, then you're gonna have to get rid of all that. Make sure it's unanchored and then weld it to this. If it did have all that stuff, it would be weighed down and it wouldn't work. So for what to test, you gotta make sure it works, because it'll do something like that. I don't know why it jumped back and forth, but it should just go up and down. Make cool stuff with this. For this next thing, you're gonna need the X pusher again, not the balloon. That was something I was testing, because testing is the most important part. For this, you want to go to model and turn on constraint details. Now, get rid of this, no one likes it. Now this, see that you have this in here? So you want to make this go here, copy it, turn it around, copy it, turn it around. Now for the part in the middle, get rid of everything. No one cares about it. Gyro, or however you pronounce it. Then make it infinite, 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 500. For the next thing, you want to make it 0, infinite, 0. Then 0, 0, 0. Now, with all of that, I had to put cuts in it to make sure that I was doing it correctly. Now, it should work. No. Look at this. Look at this. You can change it so it doesn't go forever. It's still going. Look at that. Now, for this next thing, it's a bit confusing. Now, what I usually do, you can turn off constraint details. That's not useful anymore. It's only useful for X pushers. So, what you want to do, so you want to copy this, the same spinner, put the spinner you just copied back into the spinner. See, it's still in. And then everything in here, you can move all the most important stuff into the part you want to rotate. You can go ahead and get rid of that too, and this. So all you have is this. Now first you want to weld these two that they weld. Just making sure they welded. Okay, yeah, they're welded. And now, this part, you want to expect it, but you want to weld the middle part, the one stud, to this. Now, you want to make sure this one stud isn't anchored. And it should be something like this. Something cool. Of course, you can make it faster. And if you make it go the same way, or like the opposite of the spinner, like in the angular velocity, make sure it's the one right here though. You can make a spinner that only stays one direction, like this, instead of like spinning like the ones over there, just like that. And now for spinners that don't carry you, this one is probably the easiest one out of all of them. So you want to select the main part that you stand on, go down to properties, and find custom physical, just this one. It's under part, should be the first one. And you want to change the density to 0.1. Now, this should be a spinner that doesn't carry you. Now, about this spinner earlier, it's like this, but some client objects sometimes don't work because of it. And I feel like you knowing this is pretty important. So first, you want to open up the JTO plugin. I'll link it in the description. And then you want to remove all double client objects. It has pretty useful stuff in here. It's just, you can take a look at that. It can also set up the kit easily, like putting it into its place. Recommend doing the most useful one, or the most recent one. I hope you have a better understanding of client objects now. I myself don't even know how to do stuff like push boxes, these stuff, morphers. Just, I will make more videos on the future of this stuff. Or you can experiment with yourself. You can make pretty cool stuff with this.